Hi, Gemini. So this is going to be your reading for the final week in August 2022, and that will cover from the 21st through to the 31st of August 2022. Now, the first couple of days of that last week, it talks about a circulation of new ideas and orientation to a creative community. And in that third week, it talked about you getting involved in an organization, a club, a group, a creative endeavor of sorts, okay? And it does talk about you using your creativity in a positive way and getting accolades for it. But it does talk about new ideas coming in. So you're getting involved in something new, something that perhaps you weren't involved in before. You'd never thought about doing it, and now you are doing it, okay? Now it does talk about it having something to do with communication related work, whether that be advertising, whether it be journalism. Perhaps you're going to start a YouTube channel, or you're going to do some podcasts and teach other people how to do things, or maybe you're going to be a life coach or a mentor. Okay. Now it does talk about writing or teaching that's coming into being. And indeed, this is going to be a very fruitful endeavor for you. It's almost like you're slated to do this. You were meant to do this. Okay. You just have to build your confidence, and you have to learn how to put it out there for other people to see that energy inside you, that power inside you, okay? Now, it does talk about you sending out an important communication and receiving a message back. So, if you applied for a job, you're going to get a positive affirmation back. If you applied for a course of study, or you applied to get involved in a group or an activity, you're going to get a positive affirmation back. But also, this might be someone that's trying to contact you. Maybe someone needs more information and they're contacting you for more info. Or maybe you're contacting them to find out more information about the program or the situation. Now, it does talk about looking out over the horizon for what else there is, okay? Life isn't just limited to our particular circumstances or to our immediate environment, okay? The world is a big place. I mean, I had children that went to study in France, and that's pretty far away, trust me. So there's actual opportunities that you may cross the ocean for, or maybe you may travel or change countries or provinces, okay? If you're in Canada, if you're in the States, you may go from state to state. I mean, you might decide you want to live in Alaska, whatever it may be, but there are different opportunities out there, and you need to search them out and seek them out. It does talk about new inspiration, you having a new perspective as you're moving into the end part of August. This whole month of August has been a learning channel for you, okay? You're basically learning as you go, and you're learning what you want, what you don't want, where you want to fit in, what do you want to fit into, what course you want to take, what lifestyle you want to lead, okay? Yeah, but it does talk about you making that opportunity work for you, and you're making the effort to find those opportunities. You no longer have those blinders on, okay? You've taken those blinders off, and you're ready to move forward into your life. It does talk about dynamic relationships. Perhaps you're going to meet someone through your network of friends, or perhaps even online. Maybe you're going to be commenting on somebody's YouTube channel, and you're going to meet a person that way, okay? Now, be very vigilant, be very careful about that, because, you can't always trust who's on the other end of the keyboard, okay? So be very, very aware of that. Now, it does talk about 3 friends, 3 co-workers, possibly getting involved in an endeavor, a creative endeavor. It does talk about an exciting job opportunity that's going to land in your lap. It's going to be a good job opportunity. It's going to give you good job connections. And this job possibly entails traveling or interacting with people at a distance, or interesting people. So indeed, that sounds like a lot of fun. Then we're going to move into the middle part of that last week. And in the middle 2 days of the last week of August, you have a male energies that's coming in. And it's someone who's very nurturing, very intuitive, okay? But this is a person who's very emotional, but emotionally balanced, okay? And they look at the emotional aspects of their life. They like to feel fulfilled, and not just materialistically. But for some reason, this individual is turning their attention to worldly affairs. It's someone who's very sociably responsible, someone who uses their prestige to help other people. Now, don't forget, in that first week, the first couple of days of this last week, there was opportunities coming in. And then lo and behold, here's this socially responsible person who's going to use their prestige to help other people. And that very well might be you, Gemini. So it talks about trying to keep your emotional and spiritual aspects in your life alive and in balance, okay? Maybe this is someone who is involved in psychology, social work, counseling, religion, medical or medical support, okay? So this could be a social worker, this could be a PSW, this could be a nurse, could be a doctor, it could be a counselor, okay? It could be a psychologist. Now, don't forget, I think it was in the first week, Gemini, you were dealing with past abuses and perhaps dealing with some semblance of PTSD from past abuses. And so perhaps you had reached out to counselors to get involved in, I mean, it could be anything, it could be pet therapy program, okay? It could be, they have the horse riding activities that they use as pet therapy for children or people who have PTSD, adults alike, okay? And it works, I know, because I worked in the social field, and I would certainly suggest it. It's a wonderful activity. So whoever it is, this person is going to step up to the plate to offer you an opportunity. And indeed, they're willing to help you. And they do have aspects of healing or caretaking in their repertoire, okay? And this is a predictor of this person joining with you in an endeavor, so offering you support in an endeavor. Now, this person is someone who feels very deeply, but they manage their emotions. And they make the well-being of other people their priority. They have strong family ties, so they're very solid in that area, okay? They're very popular. Perhaps they're attractive in looks, and that doesn't hurt. Very eloquent in their speech and their attitude, okay? They may be the type of person who got married at an early age and perhaps has children. And this makes them very responsible. So this type of person is stepping up to the plate and perhaps helping you get involved in a program or a course or a situation or a job or an opportunity that's going to help you heal in some way, okay? They're going to offer you that support. Now we're going to move into the last 2 days of that last week. And of course, what's coming up? Choices. Choices, Gemini. Oh, you're attached to things that are tying you down. You're not willing to let go of something, okay, in order to move into the next level. And it feels it's almost like you have this feeling like you can't be yourself or you can't be independent. And this stems from whatever took place in the past, okay? This stems from previous abuses or perhaps an element of victimization or learned helplessness, where perhaps as you were growing up, or perhaps even your friends and your family members, they decided what was good for you. Perhaps you had a parental figure that, was very adamant on exactly what you did. You ate when they said you ate, you slept when they said you slept, you enjoyed your activities when they said you enjoyed their activities. You would go to activities that they said you could go to, okay? And so this is what's happening. This learned helplessness is because someone else has always controlled what you did and how you did it and when you did it and for how long you did it, okay? And if you did it. This would be the type of parental figure if you went, to an activity or a festival, okay? And there was any issue with you where you were sick or you were too loud or you were too bold or whatever. And they would just pack her all up. They would do a little bit of shouting and cursing, pack it all up, put you in the vehicle, and off you go back home. And that's the end of your fun, okay? It was more like they would control. You listen to exactly what they tell you to do. You speak when they tell you. It's the old adage, and that was horseshit back in the day, okay? You didn't speak until you were spoken to, okay? You never spoke over an adult. You know what? Sometimes you have to, because sometimes adults just don't frickin' listen. And if you're an adult, perhaps this is stemming from your childhood, from your past, okay? But in some way, there is a learned helplessness where you feel like you can't accomplish anything on your own, or you're scared to. Maybe you're starting your first volunteer job and you're scared to go from point A to point B to do your volunteer work because you're so tied to that past element from perhaps some victimization that took place in your life or learned helplessness, okay? Now, it does talk about legal complications coming up, but these are other people's problems, not yours. It talks about you staying the hell out of it. Just stay out of it. Don't get involved in it, okay? These aren't your issues starting out. These are their issues starting out. Zip it, lock that key, and toss that key, okay? You're not involved in this. Now, it does talk about you living with limitations at this point in time. This may be financial, this may be emotional, this may be, I mean, we could be going, it's, what have we been going through? We've been going through these lockdowns. Maybe there's going to be lockdowns, or maybe your car's going to break down and you're not going to have access to a vehicle to get from point A to point B. So there's going to be limitations. There could be financial limitations where, you know, maybe you sprain an ankle and you have to miss work, okay? Or maybe there's a lockdown and you're not able to go get groceries, those type of things. It does talk about a semblance of depression, but know full well that, you know, the cycles go round, right? So one day it's bad, the next day it would be good. So be prepared for that change of the cycles, just like the change of the seasons, okay? Just like when there's a storm, eventually that sun's going to come out again. So be prepared, be confident, be conscious of things that you need to get done in your life, but know full well at the end of August that indeed things are going positive for you. So keep your fingers crossed and believe in whatever entity you believe in that's going to carry you into the next phase. And indeed, congratulations, because there's a lot of positive things that you have done in the month of August, and one of them is self-revelation. So take care, and I shall see you in September. Namaste. Bye-bye.